Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Tuesday, October the 4th, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder and head moderator for Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live sessions to take a look at the market macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses each day. We do create multiple hypotheses. This is our trade plan so that whatever the market throws at us, we have a plan in place to trade it. This is a subscription room. If you want to come in and check it out, give me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so let's take a look at yesterday. Yesterday, our main hypothesis was a rotation down and then a failure to break out or a false breakout or a move down to 46 area and to find responsive buyers and rotate up through to the naked VPOC up here at the 2160 and a quarter. Hypo 2 was an open option in range, a move up to the LVN or to the VPOC and then find initiative sellers and move down towards this 2146. Kind of got in between both of them. We moved down early and then they rotated back up, but they failed to get outside or get back inside of Friday's value, and then they rotated it down, broke through the low of the Friday RTH session, got to within 3 ticks of the target at 46, rotated back up, and then we basically just chopped around the range low around that 2050, for most of the afternoon, and then they finally rallied a bit, but you can only really get back up into the HVN from the lower distribution of Friday, and we kind of went sideways into the close. So kind of a very balanced day, very tough trading day because there wasn't a lot of opportunity. Taking a look at the overnight session, you can see that we went sideways, broke out above the prior RTH session high, went and hit the 59.75, just below that 60.50, 60.75, and then Europe sold it down, and we came right back down into the upper part of the distribution from yesterday, and so far we've going sideways. We came back to the RTH VPOC at 52.75. Buyers stepped in, rotated us back up, and we're just chopping around here coming into the 9 o'clock flip. There's no real news today. We had some European news, but really we don't have anything scheduled. China is in a bank holiday. The real news is going to come tomorrow with our trade balance and ISM manufacturing and crude inventory. Other than that, there's lots of headline risks with Wikipedia or WikiLeaks announcing that they're still planning on releasing a bunch of damaging news about Hillary Clinton. There's the Deutsche Bank talk and what's going on in Europe. But what we find ourselves is right now yesterday we had a shift. We've been watching for this to happen. Is the longer time frame microcomposite was up here at the 72.75, and yesterday we finally got the shift down to the 52.50, and this is now a lot of repair work that's been done down. Remember, this was in the thin area you go back and look at what this looked like, this was, all, a lot of air, in this area all the way down to the 2107. Now we're building price acceptance here at 52.50. What's going to be interesting is which way do we move away from this this CHVN. The key line in the sand is still 66. We have a warning line now at 59, giving you the ability to get in and get funded to the upside to that 60.75 value. The 4-day microcomposite VPOC is still up at the 60.50. So if we can get away from this 52.50 and get above 59, you got a nice target there, and then look for the continuation up into the 66, which is our key line in the sand above, and anything above 66, I'm looking for a bigger move back up into the 73, 74 area. Below us, if we do not hold 52.75, then I'm looking for a push down to test the value area low of the longer-term microcomposite value area, which is down here at the 44.50. It's right there at the key CLVN and our key line in the sand below. And anything below that, looking for a move down to 40.50, but really I'm looking for a bigger move down into this balance down here into the 29, 28 area, 27 area. 07 still is our key support line. Anything below 07, we should be making a bigger move back down into this 20, 80, 50 area. So taking a look at, stepping back just a bit and taking a look at the macro to micro. I start my day every day doing the same thing, taking a look at the monthly, working my way down using a 9 EMA and 20 SMA. I'm looking for slope and separation for the strength of the trend, where the trend is being violated, and then working my way down through the time frames down into the intraday. Beautiful upward trend for several years, then end of 15, beginning of 16, they challenged it on the monthly, and then we took it back, and now we're above the 9 and the 20. But we do have this 3-month close that are all within 3 points of each other, and we're expecting that this month is going to be a bigger month, whether it's going to be a breakdown month and take us down and test the 20 SMA, or pop up and go and adjust the unadjusted highs at 85 and 91.50. We don't know that yet, but the overall trend is still up on the monthly. As we look at the weekly, you can see that the trend is still up. We came down and tested the 20 from below, and then we got back above the 9, and right now we're holding above the 9 right now, getting some sideways consolidation, but the trend itself is still up on the weekly. On the daily, we have the symmetrical triangle that we've been talking about, and basically it paints a picture of which way the overall break is going to be. The bigger break, a move down below the 2140 would break us out to the downside today, or if we go up and get above the 64.75, I'm still using the 44 and the 66. That saves me for any false breakouts, but I think this is going to give us direction of what the overall direction is going to be for the remainder of the month. Going down to, but the trend, I should say, come on, the trend, it should say, is sideways in consolidation, but we are above the 9 and the 20. Going to the intraday, same thing, 4-hour is consolidation. A little bit of a different picture, though. It looks like we've got a possible start of a downward trend, a little bit of slope and separation, but we are holding the 20. Going down to the 1 hour, you can see we're below the 9 and the 20 and seeing some weakness. Going into the 30-minute, remember we have this naked cross too down here at the 45. Going into the 30-minute, you can see we are getting slope and separation to the downside. We do have a naked cross that we just left above at the 21.55.75, but the overall trend is down on the 30-minute. And then on the 15-minute, you see that the trend is accelerating to the downside. Good slope, good separation. We're holding below the 9 and moving back down towards this balance area down here in the 51.5. And then going to the 5-minute, you can see that the trend was down, but we're getting some pushback. They tried to get above the 9 and the 20, but they're failing. So we're still in a downward trend on the 5-minute, but they are getting some opposing force coming in and at least trying to hold us up. We do have a naked cross down here at the 21.51.75, so if we cannot get back above the 54 level, I'd be targeting this 51.75 as a possible target to the downside. So taking a look at the Globex numbers, let's start working our numbers. Our overnight high is 59.75. Our overnight low is 52.25, but we're just after 9 o'clock. We've got 25 minutes. We could put in another low. It seems to be what they keep doing each day is either taking out, coming into the RTH session at the overnight low or overnight high and doing a make and break. Probably going to see it again today. It sucks because it takes a high probability trade away from us. Our Globex VPOC is 54. There's an LVN at 57, which is one tick above the 56.75. That's going to be a key trade level for us. Of course, we have a weak low down here at 52.25. I'm going to be using the VWAP in the midpoint as a trade area, which gets us below that. And that's all the information that really is going to be relevant for the Globex session. So I can get rid of that, bring this up. We're right in longer term balance. We had a nice Gaussian distribution yesterday, a little blunt, but balance around that 52.50. I'm going to be watching this and using this basically as an over-under. If we get below the 51.50, then I'm looking to short into a move down into the 44.25. Of course, my first destination is going to be the value area low from yesterday, and then of course the range low from yesterday with that 46 as our main target below. 44 is still going to remain our key line in the sand. Below, and then below that, our daily ATR is running 25.25, so 21.59.75 minus 25.25 puts our daily ATR target now down at 34.50. Our daily upside target off of the low so far, which is 52.25. Takes our upside daily ATR target to 77.50. Still a lot of work to do up here, gang. All right, and then breakout takes us up into the 59.60 level and a takeout of the overnight high and that naked VPOC. 66 is going to remain our key line in the sand above. And anything above 66 I'm looking for. I'm targeting first target at 68.25, 70.25, a little bit of resistance at 72.50, and then we've got all these targets up here. Our weekly ATR is, I haven't figured it out yet. I meant to do that this morning. I'll do that and we'll get that done before the start of the RTH session. So those are the key levels. We have all the same levels below us, all the same levels above us. So I don't need this anymore. Let's talk about our main hypotheses. We are starting to one time frame down, but I still think that this shift down is either going to be the buyer stepping in and we're going to find some support and bounce off of this, or somebody's liquidating and we're going to have to go down further to find buyers with more conviction. My main hypothesis for the day is an open auction in range, a rotation down into the naked VPOC and the overnight low, and somewhere down here in the value area, probably come down to the value area low, finding responsive buyers, and then rotating us back up and coming up and targeting that 60 and a quarter and getting above that 59. And possibly a late date probe up to the other side of balance up here at 66. Hypo 1, open auction in range, move down, continue the down move, find responsive buyers down here in value, and then rotate back up through to the 60 and a quarter, possibly even push up into the 66. Hypo 2 is an open auction in range, a push up and either a failed breakout or a false breakout, maybe even come up into the 60 and a quarter, find responsive sellers, rotate us down through, take out the value area, chop around down here, and then push through into the 46 and come down and test the 44 with possibly a late date probe down into the 38, 37, 36 area. So Hypo 2 is open auction in range, a failure to break out or a false breakout, and then finding sellers and moving down towards the 46, chopping, and then coming down towards the 38 to 35 area. Hypo 3 is an open auction in range. Come down, find buyers either at the overnight low or the VPOC, push up through to the 60, chop around in the 60, push up into the 66, break above and take us up into the 70s and come up here and close somewhere up here in the 70s between the three naked VPOCs that are currently up there. So Hypo 3 is an open auction in range, a breakout, a chop around 60 area, continuation wave, and then come up into the 70s and close somewhere up here. And Hypo 4 is an open auction, failed to break out, a strong move down into the range low, chop around the range low, then push through, break through the 44 and push through down to the 36 area, and then get a continuation probe late in the day back down into the 29 area. So those are my four main hypotheses for ES. Gold has broken some serious support level. We talked about holding that 18, and if we couldn't hold the 18 to come down and test the 13, and if we don't bounce off 13, I tried to take my first trade just above 13, had to take a couple swings at it, finally got in and paid, and I'm out. But we are now trading below the 1300s. Our composite VPOC, the most traded price on gold, is all the way down at 1245.40. There's not a lot of strong support down here. So if we can't get back above the 1300, I'm expecting a slow grind down towards this magnet at 1245.40. We have hit our first key target we talked about below 1300 which was at this 1293.70 and bounced up, but the bounce has not been that strong, and we're just trading right now 1295. Big move, so probably going to chop around in this area or come back up into the 1300 and test the 1300 from below. But gold's made a move, and it's likely to chop around, for the next couple hours in around this 1295. Next key support is the 1288.90, and the primary target below that is going to be the 1277.90. I got to do some back filling here and take a look at some of the prior value areas, but you've got 8670, 87 area, and you've got 80, 65, but the next real big target is all the way down here at 5180, and anything that gets close to this composite VPOC, you got to expect that we're going to revisit this. We spent a lot of time basing here before we made that move up to go and test what we thought was going to be the 1400s, but they failed up here in the 88, 85 area, and come all the way back down. So now we've got weakness in gold and likely to see continuation below. If we get back above the 1300, then look for a pop back up into the 1311.80 with a little bit of resistance at 1307. But I'd be looking for a pop back up into the 1311 area. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.